Okay, well today I thought I'd do a video on how I went about making my non-metallic floating sifter. Got a bunch of, a lot of people asking about it on some of my videos. Well, actually only I think 2 people asked about it, but I thought I would go ahead and show you how I make mine. Kind of fun to make, a neat little project. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to need some Schedule 40 PVC pipe, 3/4 inch. These pieces are cut 18 inches long. Need 4 of those. You'll need 4 90-degree elbows. You'll need some zip ties. These are 8 inchers. You'll need some longer ones. That one was white on these. These are 14 inchers. You'll need a super noodle, a monster noodle, a swim toy. 17 inches long on these, 3 inch in diameter. They will be, you'll slit them down the middle here in a little bit. You'll need some type of leash. This stuff is called, well, bull line or mule tape. Any type of rope or something will work. And a little plastic D-ring. You'll see how this comes into the plan here in a little bit. Last but not least, you'll need some PVC glue. Last but not least, you'll need your netting. Here's a shot of the stuff from in the store. This stuff's been working great for me, super tough. This is the stuff right here. Okay, so now I'll glue the sticks together with the 90s, and we'll get our basic shape going. As you're gluing your elbows on, you want to, as you do one, you want to press it down on a hard surface, a flat surface, because you might end up getting something that is in this type of configuration. That's not cool. Okay, so we want it to be nice and flat when we're done. We want it to be able to sit flat, okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, so I got it all glued up. Prior to completely gluing them together, I went ahead and slipped this little plastic D-ring on there. I went ahead and put the mule tape on there too, although that can always be added afterwards. But if you want to go with something like this, you need to get that on there before you glue her up. Okay, now I've got my mesh out. It's just roughly cut to, I mean, it doesn't fit inside the thing, which is fine. You can cut it to be the size of the outside if you wanted it to, because you can end up trimming it off or not. You'll see the monster noodle covers up that part of the deal anyway. So I'll go and start zip tying this on there, and then we'll come back. Okay, so that's strung up pretty tight. You can keep going on it. Go through your whole bag of zip ties if you want. It's going to be nice and tight. Tennis racket-like almost. When you slip the zip ties into the little squares and you go to crank them back, make sure you don't pull too hard. You'll break the plastic mesh. But you'll get the hang of that. Piece of cake. So let me trim these things off real quick. Okay, I got the zip ties clipped off, and now we'll put on the monster noodle. Okay, so now we're using our monster noodle, cut down to 17 inches long, and I'm going to use the white 14-inch zip ties. Okay, it's starting to take shape. I got the 3 sides zip tied down. kind of bring the zip tie over to the bottom side. You want to cut that real close down, you know, because the zip tie can leave like a sharp edge, but nice and tight. So let me get the last side on here, and then I don't know what we'll do. Okay, so there we go. We pretty much have her done. All that's left to do is your leash that you attach to yourself. We'll cut this. I'll attach the carabiner right about here. This is where you'll clip this onto your belt loop as you're in the water, and plus it makes a great carrying strap as you're walking to and from the water or whatever. Here, I'll show you. Okay, so we got the carabiner on there. That's about it. A lot of people don't have a use for, excuse me. A lot of people don't have a use for a, you know, maybe a floater like this because they're primarily in sandy soil. Of course, you wouldn't need a floater there, but I'm in a lot of rivers that have a lot of rock and gravel. So it just speeds up the process. You get your target and your scoop, and then you just dump it in the floater and you pass your coil over it, and a lot quicker. You might even dig a target. If there's a bunch of targets around you, dig a target, put it in the sifter, take a glance over your shoulder. Oh, you see you got a zinc pin or whatever. Move on to another target. Really speeds it up. At least it does for me. So I hope that this helps. If you ever wanted to go out and make a non-metallic floating sifter, they're really kind of fun, and they're pretty neat. I mean, they're super light. They're pretty much indestructible. I've rested my scoop on this thing with probably, well, with the scoop, which is 7 pounds. I mean, I get 20 pounds or 15, 20 pounds on this thing. I've never had a problem with this. This stuff is really tough. It's the only stuff I've ever used besides a wire mesh, but this has worked out really well for me, so I thought maybe I would do a video on it. So thanks for watching. These are a couple other floaters I've just recently made. Octagons. This one is made with, you know, we talked about on that square one, it was a 18-inch PVC pipe sections. This one here is, there's 7-inch sections, okay, and 7-inch piece of foam. Little 45s on there. This one here, pretty big. This is 8-inch PVC sections with, they're like 7-inch foam pieces. On this one here, I wanted them to meet in the middle, so it's all completely enclosed. This one I made for a guy at work here. This one here, when I made the frame, I went ahead and painted it. I thought it would add a little something to it, and I got that little thing on there which does absolutely nothing. It's no purpose whatsoever.